Neville Goddard, chapter 20, the breath of life. Did the prophet Elijah really restore to life the dead child of the widow? This story, along with all the other stories of the Bible, is a psychological drama which takes place in the consciousness of man. In the consciousness of man. Where is that consciousness? Where have we hidden it this time? Where is it hidden now? I am all that is God right here. Hidden within the consciousness of man. How many different examples of man are there? Hidden within the consciousness of man. Boom. This story, along with all the other stories of the Bible, is a psychological drama which takes place in the consciousness of man. In. The widow symbolizes every man and woman in the world. The dead child represents the frustrated desires and ambitions of man, while the prophet Elijah symbolizes the God power within man, or man's awareness of being. The story tells us that the prophet took the dead child from the widow's bosom and carried him into an upper room. Remember, every time you hear the word upper or ascension, we're talking about up here. As he entered this upper room, he closed the door behind them, placing the child upon a bed. He breathed life into him. Returning to the mother, he gave her the child and said, "Woman, thy son liveth." We went through this recently because we know the father and the mother are here. The father being this, for fun, this positive, this addition symbol, positive, as in electrical. The mother being this negative symbol, anode and cathode, same concept. Man and woman is within each one of us. We all have a womb from which we imagine and create. The sun is our creation. We put together an idea, we impress our consciousness with, and we give birth to the reality of such. Okay? The story tells us that the prophet took the dead child from the widow's bosom and carried him into the upper room. The dead child was here, carried him into the upper room. As he entered this upper room, he closed the door behind him. Remember, cutting yourself off from your senses. You're imagining. You're with the Lord. Placing the child upon a bed, he breathed life into him. Breathing life into him just simply means impressing your consciousness that you're staking your claim. I am that. That's breathing life into the son of your idea. He breathed life into him. Returning to the mother, he gave her the child and said, "Woman, thy son liveth." Womb of man, thy son liveth. It is done. Man's desires can be symbolized as the dead child. If you're only desiring it and you're not impressing your consciousness with it, you're not staking the claim, you're not decreeing, then it is a dead child, because this child is not alive. It's a dead child here. But that desire is not going to stop. It's going to continue. Man's desires can be symbolized as the dead child. The mere fact that he desires is positive proof that the thing desired is not yet a living reality in his world. He tries in every conceivable way to nurse this desire into reality, to make it live, but finds in the end that all attempts are fruitless. Most men are not aware of the existence of the infinite power within themselves as the prophet. They remain indefinitely with a dead child in their arms, not realizing that the desire is the positive indication of limitless capacities for its fulfillment. Boom! Huge, huge right there. Most men are not aware of the existence of the infinite power within themselves as the prophet. referring back to Prophet Elijah here. They remain indefinitely with a dead child in their arms, not realizing that the desire which is ever present is the positive indication of limitless capacities for its fulfillment. As we just discussed in a previous chapter, the problem and solution arrive with the desire. When the desire springs forth from within you, when it springs forth within you, the solution is partly there. The desire then causes a feeling of that which I want to manifest, that which I want to be, that which I want to say I am that to. If I am single and not in a relationship and I want to be, I am that. The dead child is the unfulfillment of that desire. Even in the body of work with the Seth material, the one thing that Seth wrote a couple books about was called value fulfillment. And again, the whole body of work is fascinating because I do like and appreciate Neville only after, again, 3 decades of the Seth material and using and teaching, etc., to then realize with that non-scriptural approach to learning these expansive capacities through Seth's vocabulary. By the way, he had an excellent vocabulary and perfect English when he dictated his information. It was a constant reminder of this expansion, and I think I might have lost my point. Let me just get back to this real quick. There was a constant. I'm going to have to come back to it. Let's keep going. Let man once recognize that his consciousness is a prophet who breathes life into all that he is conscious of being. Let man once recognize that his consciousness is a prophet who breathes life into all that he is conscious of being, and he will close the door of his senses against his problem and fix his attention solely on that which he desires, knowing that by doing his desires are certain to be realized. If you stop looking at what your senses are telling you, you go within, you impress your consciousness, your subconsciousness, then you are giving life to that. You're breathing life into that child. He will discover recognition to be the breath of life, for he will perceive, as he consciously claims himself to be now expressing or possessing all he desires to be or to have, that he will be breathing the breath of life into his desire. The quality claimed for the desire, in a way unknown to him, will begin to move and become a living reality in his world. The quality claimed for the desire will begin to move, right? What happens when the child's moving in the womb? It's kicking, trying to kick the door open. The quality claimed for the desire will begin to move and become a living reality in his world. Boom. Yes, the prophet Elijah lives forever as man's limitless consciousness of being, the widow as his limited consciousness of being, and the child as that which he desires to be. Another amazing story breakdown by Neville. And I don't know what my point was earlier about the Seth material, but the greatest thing when I think about it is how with the Neville's approach is using scripture and interpreting it. And Jane Roberts was not going to go with anything scriptural whatsoever, and I mentioned that before. So it's a very fascinating take on a lot of the same points that Neville makes are those in the body of the Seth material of work, in the body of work known as the Seth material. It's a great body of work. There's a lot to glean from that body of work, especially if you want to know about dreams, the dreaming self, and multidimensional reality, which we are covering. So it doesn't really like you have to change channels, to another book per se, because Neville cuts right to the chase fast, very, very fast, in a very, very short amount of words. I think the Seth material was great at those of us who wanted to go the long way around, because Seth covers it. I think it's about 48 books. If you look at the whole body of work, including deleted sessions, private sessions, including the ESP class sessions, including all eight Seth books. They're definitely worth the read. But, all right. See you in the next video.